Stock charts are very useful for plotting what happens on the stock market with share prices. However, they have other uses as well. But let's first explain in the context of stock data. Here we have some data relating to a particular stock. We have the various days. We have what the stock opened at, what the high for the day was, what the low for the day was, and what the closing price was. To turn this into a stock chart, we highlight it, we go insert, other charts, and you'll see the stock charts have a couple of options. For now we're going to use the second one, which requires that you have an opening, a high, a low, and a close. When I click on it, the following chart is generated. Let's understand what this chart is saying. Let's look at the last day, which relates to this one here. What you'll see is the opening, in this case, is the bottom line. The high is represented by a line that goes up. So you'll see if the high is above the opening or the close, the line will point out. The low, similar, below. And the close is represented by another line. So we have a box here. If in this case it is white, it means that that was the opening, it went up and closed there. There's the high, there's the low. If it's a dark color, we opened over there and we closed below. So that's how it represents up and down. For the most part, the ability to format and customize the chart is exactly the same. All the same options exist. The one difference is if you hover and you hover close to the edge, you'll see that's a series. If we hover a little bit lower, you'll see it tells you up bars. When we go to the dark color, you'll see it says down bars. If we hover over that, right click, we can actually format the up bars. And in this case, at the moment it's saying it's automatically going to fill it. But let's put a solid fill, and because that's an up, let's make it green. You'll see now all our ups turn green. Same with the format the down. So we can use a different color for ups and downs. I'm going to make that red. Close it. So maybe this is more descriptive. Green is good, red is bad, and you can see what's happening here. So for example, if it turns out that this number wasn't actually 47, but let's make it maybe 40, you'll see what happens. The scale has changed as well, but we're now shown that this last day was a bad day, a negative day. It opened at that number, went down all the way to this number. The high was here and the close was presumably somewhere in here. Just undo that. Now that's useful if you follow the stock market, but how can this help the normal Excel user? And this is where you can use this particular chart to actually create something called a waterfall chart. The best way, let me explain, is show you what it does, and then you can see why it's so useful. Here what we have, I've got the open, high, low, close, but what this is trying to show is we want to start with the budgeted profit, so you'll see that's 100. We want to explain that because of retrenchments, that profit has dropped to 90. Because of, for example, electricity hikes, it's now down to 80, but a selling price increase has resulted in going back up to 110. You can use these charts to show what's causing an up and what's causing a down. So let's go here. We'll say insert. I go to stock, and in this case, because I've got open, high, low, and close, I'll click this one. Now just keep in mind, I've just put the open, high, low, close just to help me understand what the numbers need to be. They're not actually relevant to the numbers. Just looking here, you'll see the result is open, high, low, close. That doesn't quite look right. Let's see what happens if we switch the rows and columns. Suddenly now we've got a graph that is a little bit more meaningful. Let's look at what it's saying. It's telling us that our budgeted profit was 100. Because of additional retrenchments, it cost us 10, so we're down to 90. Because of electricity hikes, another 10, we're down to 80. But we've increased the selling price, and hence the budgeted profit actually goes all the way up. So So that's a very nice way of representing movements in budgets. Let's just see how we've tricked it into doing this. You'll see that we are able to set up a spreadsheet to handle all of these things. We know that the budget to profit, we want it to show the full value. So we're going to start with a 0. You'll see I've typed in a 0. The high and the low, because we don't actually care at the moment for these lines, I'm just going to make it equal to the opening. So in both cases it just equals the cell, which means we won't see them. And the closing is where it must close. So if maybe this is not correct, I can actually start at 100. And you'll see now we'll just have a very thin line, and perhaps that's what you want. But in most cases, I'd like to show it like that. So that's the close. In order for it to flow, the close of the one needs to be the opening of the other. So therefore you'll see I've just set it up so it's equal to that cell. The high and the low are just linked to this cell, so there's no real thought involved there. And the close needs to be the result of the impact. So we can see we now need to go from 100 down to 90, which implies a 10 amount cost. And so we go on. You'll see that the most important part of setting up this graph is actually just getting the spreadsheet part of it correct in a nice usable format, so that next time something comes you can actually say, well, for whatever reason I just need to change this number. So let's say that our selling price increase didn't materialize, and so the net answer is 95, and you'll see the graph reflects it. Again, as shown previously, you can format it to show colors just to make it a little bit more descriptive.